Imagine this. You're lying in a hospital bed, ribs aching, and the last sound you hear is your family's laughter as they rush off to Europe. That was Victoria Martinez's reality. She collapsed from years of stress, holding her family together while they lived carefree lives. Her father was in another wing recovering from a stroke, and her siblings? They said they needed a break. They sent one text, "We'll talk when we land," and then silence. Victoria had been the glue. While her siblings chased their dreams, she worked 2 jobs to maintain the family home, pay the bills, and manage her father's care. The house, still in her father's name, was a monument to her sacrifice, filled with memories and endless expenses. She told herself that's what family does, they sacrifice. But as days bled into a week with no word, that belief started to crack. Then, a nurse handed Victoria her phone. It was filled with pictures from her family's trip, smiling selfies under the Eiffel Tower, wine glasses clinking in fancy restaurants. But there were no missed calls. No messages asking if she was okay. In that cold, clinical moment, something in Victoria didn't break. It became crystal clear. She remembered the power of attorney her father had given her years ago. It was a document she'd once seen as a burden, but now it felt like a key. The house was a financial black hole with overdue taxes and repairs her siblings had promised to help with, but never did. Keeping it meant chaining herself to a life of thankless sacrifice. From her hospital bed, Victoria made a decision that would change everything. She called a lawyer who confirmed she had the authority to act. She had a real estate agent do a virtual tour. The market was booming. The choice, once unthinkable, was now the only logical path forward. When her siblings finally realized what was happening, panicked messages flooded her phone from across the ocean. "You can't sell Dad's house," one of them wrote. Victoria looked at the message, thought of every bill she'd paid alone, every sleepless night, every broken promise. She typed back 2 simple words. "I already did." The sale closed the same day she was discharged from the hospital. Walking out, she felt a lightness she hadn't known in years. The money wasn't a lottery win, but it was something better: freedom. She used it to secure top-tier, long-term care for her father and put the rest into a trust. Then, she rented a small, quiet apartment for herself. For the first time, she could finally breathe. When her siblings returned, they were furious, throwing accusations of betrayal. Victoria didn't raise her voice. She simply handed them a folder containing years of financial records, every utility bill, every repair invoice, every unanswered plea for help. The room went quiet. "I didn't abandon anyone," she said, her voice steady. "You did." They had nothing more to say. Months later, visiting her father, he squeezed her hand, his eyes filled with trust and gratitude. He didn't ask about the house. He knew his daughter had done what was necessary. Victoria learned a powerful lesson. Sometimes being left behind is what finally forces you to move forward. Alone, yes, but stronger and, at last, completely free. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content.